This is the story of Sam, an American pointer.
And rally ground, Skylane 52431's at the T hangars near Juliet, ready for taxi.
Sam was found as a stray near Richmond, Virginia. She needed to get to her new home.
Skylane 52431, rally ground, you're going to come out of Juliet 4 then?
That's a firm out of Juliet 4 with information alpha, also 52431.
So on a beautiful sunny day, my friend Patrick served as the co-pilot. Pam and I loaded up in the plane to fly up towards Richmond, Virginia, where we would meet Sam.
That's for Skylane 423.
Our work in this video are the result of the kind support that we receive from our patrons, people on Patreon that help to support the work we do. And we're also extremely indebted to the kind people at Play-Doh Pet Treats and Smiling Dog Coffee, who give us treats to share with the rescues and the pilots that we meet along the way. These are awesome people with awesome products. And if you get a chance to use any of their products, you help to support great work like the rescue work that we do.
November 431, Raleigh Tower, wind calm, flighting 360, runway 5 right, clear for takeoff.
5 right, heading 360, clear for takeoff, 5 right, 431, thanks.
And away we go.
Clear for takeoff.
Off to the Richmond Executive Airport, where the Richmond Animal League was going to meet us with Sam. Sam needed to get up to Maine. That was where she was going to be fostered, and I mean, that's a long trip. It was going to be a ground transport all the way, but we were able to fly her from Richmond, Virginia to White Plains, New York. So we left Raleigh, landed in Richmond, and began our journey up the East Coast.
Everything's in the green. Airspeed's line. Pilot rate, flying down.
Patrick is a commercial pilot moving on in his career, but this day we had the pleasure of having him with us in the cockpit to fly. Well, actually, it was a difficult flight once we got up to New York City. You'll see the rest of that towards the end of this video. And we actually flew right up the Hudson River, right past Manhattan. It was a special treat. And here we are coming into the Richmond, Virginia Executive Airport, where we're going to meet Sam and her handler, Carol, from the Richmond Animal League. A smooth touchdown on a beautiful day. What more can you ask for? Patrick helped carry her into the airplane.
Hey, sweetheart. There you go.
We already had the harness on her that Pam then attached to our secure points in the airplane, so that Sam wasn't going to walk around anywhere. She was going to be well secured. Now soon we were loading ourselves up into the airplane to prepare for the flight up the East Coast to New York City. Pam put Sam's headset on her just to make her a little bit more comfortable in the airplane, cut down the noise a little bit.
I love this thing.
All right. Pre-flight inspection is done.
Pre-flight done. Oil, gas, look good.
Well, Pam's already in the back, cuddling Sam, rubbing her head, making her comfortable. She already has her wrapped in a blanket as we depart Richmond, Virginia for New York City. Sam sat on Pam's lap pretty much the entire flight. She was a little scared, but wore her headset like a trooper. She loved to snuggle under her blanket to keep warm. I mean, how many dogs do you know that get to fly 1,000 feet above the Hudson River right past Manhattan? Well, on this day, Sam would. We faced a little bit of turbulence along the way, and she wasn't all that thrilled with it. But Pam kept her cuddled and hugged and secure. Soon things calmed down as we reached New York City, and where we would land and meet Mary, who was going to take the first leg of the ground transport for Sam's trip up to Maine. And soon things calmed down. Sam was just a precious, precious dog, and we wish her the best for her new life and her future. Now here's Sam's trip up the Hudson River. This is Steve Rode. I'm a pilot with Pilot.dog, and flying the Hudson River corridor has always been a dream of mine.
That's cool. Even everybody wants to do the VFR corridor.
On this flight, Patrick Allen, my friend, and who is also a commercial pilot, joined us on this trip up the Hudson River, and Patrick had a dream of doing this too.
Cessna VZ 1100 northbound.
So what you'll see in this flight is the idea of the reporting points, what they look like, what the flight is like, and how crazy it is, and some feedback and just my impressions about what the flight was like.
Dip 43, would you prefer the Alpha?
No, it's okay with the wind. We'll take 10.
Copy that.
And we need to stay on this side of the
6 Lima
right
Bay on Piers the 1000,
Yep.
turning northbound for 900.
Helicopter 7 to
So the next reporting point will be the lady.
Yep. Right up there, I got her.
So if I was to be critical of myself or the flight and debrief the flight, there were some things that I saw in looking at the video that, if you're going to do this flight, you should think about. One of the things is we're using a GoPro camera here in the front on a wide view. So it looks like we're a little bit further away from the reporting points than we actually were. But in an effort to want to make sure to hit those reporting points, I probably called them out just a little bit too early. And that's something I'd think about again. But fortunately this day, it was crowded in the sky, but it wasn't like, bees or flies around. We had lots of room to maneuver. Although there was a lot of traffic, it was very orderly, and everybody, I think, understood exactly where they were and what they were going to do. So there was some order to the chaos.
I got the lady.
76 holding, number 3 for departure.
Number 3.
And we headed up towards Statue of Liberty. You can see her up there on the left, sticking up out of the harbor.
Yeah, I'm a depart company from spot 11. Copy.
Yeah, the helicopter right there.
No, there was a big plane.
That was a big plane.
From Newark.
Ah.
Just have to see it.
Now, we're not from New York. We're just flying up here on a dog rescue mission, flying up to Westchester Airport here. And we're not that familiar with all the things to see in New York.
Helicopter right there.
Yeah, I see him. Crazy.
Another one right there.
So a couple times we are confused about some of the landmarks, like Governor's Island coming up.
Cessna, the lady, 1100 northbound.
What you're seeing on the screen are the mandatory reporting points for that VFR corridor.
This is just crazy that this is VFR.
I know.
You know what I mean? This is just wild.
And that below us,
2 Hotel, reverse course just south of Flight Dival, north of the GW
that
base.
Ellis Island?
Is this is Ellis Island, isn't it?
No, Ellis Island is to our left.
That Rikers? That must be Rikers.
I'm not sure. That is beautiful. See if you can snapshot that.
It's Rikers.
What?
You think?
That's not Rikers.
No?
Rikers is the prison island in New York. It's actually located at the end of LaGuardia.
Pretty cool, though.
That is pretty cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, talk about traffic.
22 South Tip 500 statue.
Clear.
Statue.
Two Lima Hotel 23017 on the go.
I'll go over there. Can I take a picture, baby?
Clock's coming up. Yep, nice Jeep.
That clock? Yeah, there's a clock right there.
There were so many terrain and traffic alerts on the GPS, I just gave up clearing them. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Cessna clock, 1100 northbound.
So now we're getting ready to pass the tall buildings down towards Battery Park and Lower Manhattan. And this is the Freedom Tower. I think we actually passed below the tip of the tower there. It was a cool sight.
Come here.
Wow.
What are we stuck to? Come here, honey.
Just freaking wow.
Metro 22 back of the statue, left climbing turn.
So there were beautiful views out there. I wish I knew the names of all of these buildings. I did see the Brooklyn Bridge out there on the right-hand side. And here is our dog rescue passenger enjoying the view as we're passing Manhattan. Sam was a pointer that we were flying from. We started the trip in Raleigh.
Alpha to the Bravo 23018.
It's not like
All right, after the clock, I got the Intrepid.
Intrepid's coming up. Traffic.
Downtown Julie, Sierra, we got 5 on the Bravo, spot 12 holding.
I would not do this in
48,
Cherokee.
can I depart spot 12?
That'd be a time,
All right.
JS on the go,
Done taking
23018.
pictures.
Say what?
Done taking pictures.
Hotel is southbound Jersey.
You want me to take some?
University,
Yeah, sure.
We'll take some too.
Fine for that as well, downtown.
Copy that, thank you, sir.
It's on auto, right?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Downtown.
I can look at it real quick if you want me to. Yep. Auto.
Downtown, you got a twin on the Charlie with
Okay.
crew.
Intrepid should be. Oh, there it is, right there. Got it.
Copy that. On the go, sir, 23018.
Roger that.
Cessna Intrepid, 1100 northbound. Look at that video screen down there. Must be like Times Square's. I don't know what that is. Down there.
Oh yeah, see that.
This is that new condo shaped like a sail.
Oh, that is so cool. There's a wallboat down there.
23018.
Hudson Park southbound at 1.1. I got your reverse course. You can come on down.
That's cool.
This is freaking awesome.
Don't do this every day.
Downtown, 0 Lima Hotel, clock inbound.
Spot 12, 23018.
I mean, do you see how many helicopters are out here?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
That's the type of flight that I wouldn't recommend doing if you're not totally prepared. Before Patrick and I set off on this trip, as I said before, we started in Raleigh, North Carolina, and here we are up the Hudson River corridor. We had done lots of homework and watched videos.
After Intrepid, there is
GWB.
GWB.
And then after that, we got Alpine.
Alpine.
We took the online test on the FAA wing site, and we studied the map, so we were prepared.
White Plains is at Delta. We're going to get clearance to enter that. ATIS and all that stuff.
I just took a screenshot of all the traffic.
Another one right above you.
30780 pop. We're ready to go.
That
We
is
got
so.
5 on board.
There's Madison Square Garden right there.
Yeah, there's Central Park.
Roger that, 780 pop. You on the go, wind just showing out of the southeast at 15.
70 pop. Thanks for the help.
6 Intrepid, not matter.
So cool.
Got the Chipmunk Hotel, Intrepid southbound 900.
You know, having done this once, I feel much better about doing it again. But if you were doing this single pilot and you were trying to point things out to people, it would be impossible to do everything right.
Got a plane above us.
Plane above us?
It's okay.
Oh, 30 turn north. We got the 2 southbound in sight. Hey, that's what it's next man.
There's a baseball stadium.
The basement? What? Where?
Must be the Yankees.
Is that the Yankees?
I don't know.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, actually, I think that did turn out to be the Yankee Stadium. And again, it was one of those things, Not quite sure we had a definitive clue exactly what everything was, but I looked it up later, and that was Yankee Stadium. So we did all the homework and looked at all the maps, reviewed the reporting points. We're very familiar with that. The flight up from Raleigh, North Carolina, though, was an IFR flight, and ATC wanted to route us all the way around New York City. So there was actually a little bit of negotiating on how to get in here, and I'll tell you how we did it in a minute.
Cessna GWB 1100 northbound.
All right.
I got to figure out what plan B is here. Okay, so we
Just scoot over to there.
just
Go to
gotta figure out where the flight, what the floor of this damn thing is. 3,000. All right.
Okay, we're 35 Alpha Golf.
All right, Pumpkin.
All right, so we get up to Alpine, I believe.
Go 5
It'll be up
Golf,
here.
wind
We
showing
can
out
go
of the south at
up to
13.
3,000.
Up to 3. Okay.
Okay, Alpha Golf will be with.
All right, there's Alpine.
Alpine.
Red, white, tall tower there.
Ah, okay.
11 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So what we did, even though we were on an IFR flight plan, there is a waypoint right before the Verrazano Bridge called Apple. And our plan was to head towards Apple. And we got as close as we could on our IFR plan without being routed around. We let the controllers know what our intentions were. And as soon as we got close to that, I think the intersection before was Dixie, we canceled the IFR plan.
That is just...
River traffic, 1 Lima Hotel, Bayonne Piers, 1800, 7900 southbound.
So we then descended down to, I believe it's 1,100 feet. We were at the same altitude all the way up. And we were underneath the Bravo airspace in the transient VFR Hudson River corridor so that we could just go right straight up the river and come out the other side of the, from under the Bravo airspace.
6 Lima Hotel, south to first at 2500.
Lima Hotel, Bayonne Piers, 1200 for 900, turning northbound.
2 Lima's boat base, course reversal 1.5 to 9 or southbound.
You can hear everybody else calling out their reporting points as they're transiting the river too. Local traffic is down there below 1,000 feet, and us folks passing through are between 1,000 and 1,300. You'll hear us talk in a minute about how we're going to exit underneath the Bravo airspace and get out of the Hudson River corridor.
So you got that big bridge up there?
Yeah.
That's the Tappan Zee Bridge. We're going to have to go out and head up the river till we can get sorted out with White Plains.
Okay.
Westchester.
And our flight plan actually took us, our destination airport was the Westchester Airport, just out here on the other side of the Hudson River corridor. Flying through the corridor was amazing. It really cut out a lot of time.
6 Lima back of the
What is this right here?
Oh, no.
River traffic, 76 Zulu Alpha.
It's like a,
There's a ventilation tower down there from the...
Downtown, 1 Lima Hotel, south to Governor's southbound.
No, that's it.
Patrick and I fly very well together. He's, as I said before, he's a commercial rated pilot and he's moving on in his training. But we fly like a great team, and having him on this flight was, it was comfortable, and it just made it so much safer, and actually allowed us to enjoy the view more.
Cessna 1100 Alpine Tower northbound. All right, let's drop it back on the autopilot here.
Okay.
Altitude.
All right, so now we've transited the corridor, and we just got to go up the river here a little bit because the Westchester Airport is just right to our right here.
We climb to 2,000.
Compassion 431 south of the bridge.
Yes, ma'am. That's it. Affirmative. Patches 431 is south of the bridge, south of Tappan Zee. You're looking for inbound for 16 with Mike.
Compassion 431, thank you. Enter the right base 16.
Right base 16. Thanks. 431.
So we hung a right, and we headed in towards the airport where we landed, and this was our transfer point for our canine passenger, our dog rescue passenger that we were flying, who then went further north with some volunteer drivers.
That was.
It was a little bit sporty down here towards the ground. It got pretty gusty and windy, but
right, Ben.
We landed here, made our transfer, went to a great restaurant for lunch, and got back in the plane and flew back down to Raleigh, North Carolina. So all in all, it was a terrific day.
Ocean, underneath.
There's millionaires over to the right.
If you're going to fly the Hudson River corridor, I say go for it. Just do your homework. If you got a friend or who's a pilot who can come with you, that would be really awesome.
Patch 431 with 1 millionaire.
You will enjoy it. You'll love it. You can be a part of our dog rescue team. Just visit us at Pilot.dog and become a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. You can set a cap on how much you want to give each month. It doesn't matter. Any amount helps. Please help us save dogs.